Hello.
Hello.
Here with Derick. Today we're going to talk about grade 3s, twin drive versus grade 4s, triple drive. I think grade 4s are just the best. Triple driving is the best. Derick, what do you think? Have grade 3s caught up with grade 4s?
I think the power on grade 4s is just much better than grade 3s, just because it has a consistent triple drive.
Yeah.
So that means like as the game gradually goes, then that means that one card extra kind of builds up, right?
Very important.
Yeah.
But with the new, do you think the new order will change anything? Like the new order they revealed yesterday, the regalia, regardless?
Regardless.
Yeah.
I don't actually think so. Only because you can only play one copy of that in a deck, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, it acts as a fourth copy of Persona Ride.
Yeah.
Instead of 3. So those grade 3 decks essentially get pseudo buffed. But it just makes it so that the decks can function if they rely on Persona Ride.
Yeah. But I think I want to kind of stress, right, for all the other players out there, right, who love grade 3s, who love grade 4s, it's actually not about that, right? It's not actually about grade 3s versus grade 4s. It's all about the most important thing to a competitive player when going to a tournament, right? It's the S word. And it's probably not the word that you're thinking about, but it's the word that most competitive players would think about when choosing a deck when playing, right? And that is stability, right? So we're seeing like it's not just going. What is a triple drive? Triple drive means your deck is stable, right? You at least get 3 checks every turn.
That's right.
But what about there are good decks nowadays that can also do something stable, and keep stability without being a triple drive, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. So that's like one of the questions that I usually ask myself when I bring a deck to Springfest or BCS, and I think it's a prime example this season. So in Indonesia, I brought Kyrie, which is a grade 4 oriented deck. But then when I went to Vietnam and when I played in Perth for standard, I chose Shaman King instead.
Yeah, which is weird. When you think about Shaman King as like a face deck, how can it be like what competitive players they want to play like things with a lot of options, but why is Shaman King good?
Yeah. So the main reason why is that there are no dependencies. So that is a huge factor for consistency and stability, right?
Yes.
Because I don't need to rely on a grade 4. I don't need to rely on a Persona Ride. The deck just functions by itself.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So like when you think about Gravidia, there are some stable elements. When you get a Persona Ride, you get to draw cards. Seeing more cards is stability, right?
That's right.
But then like when you don't hit the Persona Ride, that is the inconsistency. That is the other problem with the deck.
Yes, absolutely. And I think decks like Gravidia, where they rely so heavily on Persona Ride, other decks like Tegria as well, those decks, because they rely so much on that, if you miss it, then your deck just drastically drops in terms of power. Yeah,
that's right. You'll start saying the other S words, which is shit, right? But yeah, no, it's not like those decks are bad, right? Gravidia still continues to perform well. It has its other strong points, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But when you have like an 8-round tournament, you need to win a lot of them. I assume.
Yes.
Generally, you just want to win everything. But when you have the extra inconsistencies there, that can kind of spell doom.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's not really about like, is your deck an aggro deck? Does your deck do triple drive? Does your deck only do Persona? Like, if it only does Persona Ride, then probably it's a bad deck. But yeah, is your deck stable enough? Do you see enough cards? Is your deck like an Ava that every turn is pretty much like a pseudo triple drive, right?
Yeah,
you do a
that's
twin
right.
drive and then you search for another card, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But also I think it's the way the deck is built too, because like the differences between something like a Bruce deck versus a deck like Kari or Nirvana is that, yeah, sure, like all these decks are grade 4 decks, but the difference is that Kari can search through cards from the deck, like for example using Eileen, using Melty, and dig through to find that grade 4 Kari. Nirvana has arcs, whereas Bruce doesn't. So.
Yeah, Bruce just doesn't have anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. Cool. We'll see you all later. All right.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's right.
And
Yeah. See you, man.